Alright, Jason Lip, back with you. You do Tank. Twice now. I've tried, actually it might have been 3 times, I've tried to hit part 2 of this blog. This Garden of Bullshit blog. Okay? The first time, the camera cut off on the blog part 1. And what I'm going to get to now real quick, just to like kind of segue into all this shit, is I was still blogging but the camera shut off. I was talking about the interference from the outside. Okay, there was this landscaper or gardener with his fucking loud ass obnoxious blower, and I noticed that the volume, like, it was incessant, like, not like, you know, like just hitting you with the noise, but then it also got increasingly louder, and I found that interesting, almost as like a metaphor for like the interference. I'm talking about a blog about a man amongst and trapped in bullshit, and like the people protecting that lie and you from the truth, or me from the truth. And here I am blogging it, which is like a venue or outlet for me to express myself and reach out towards the truth, or my truth reach it to you. Like, so there's some truth, even if it's my experience from the truth. And then here in my real reality, my world, Jason Lipp's world, I got interference from the fucking loud ass blower out there, which then makes me think of the movie The Lawnmower Man. For some reason came to mind, because in actuality, the theme of the movie The Lawnmower Man is really the same as the movie The Truman Show. Okay, it's like some type of alternate reality where there's like one world and another world, and like what's the truth and like what's real. In The Lawnmower Man is a movie where a mad scientist created a virtual world, a virtual reality world, notorious in this movie for being known as, they call it, like a web of lies. And he traps this man in that world, and it's almost very, it correlates well to this blog, because the reality of that predicament, that evil catch-22 for that man that was trapped in that web of lies in that virtual world in The Lawnmower Man, if he stays stuck in that world, that's like his demise. If he breaks out of it, that's not good for his livelihood either. He like just doesn't exist then, or like, you know, he dies or he gets sick. So for him to exist, he has to like stay trapped in a fake world. Okay, so, you know, it's just interesting that like I'm thinking of all this is like correlating, as I'm also getting like real live interference from God knows what other chemicals this fucking landscaper was spraying out there. But let's just talk about, I mean, was he trying to make Tank Lip like fucking radioactive? Like, as they like generate some type of frequencies that would then make me radioactive by the incessant noise of the fucking blower out there? But let's not, I won't divert too much into those crazy conspiracy theories, because I want to keep this credible. As like, you know, I briefly was talking in part 1, and this is where I now want to segue. In this world where people, in this garden of bullshit, I'm calling it, where the majority are protecting me from the truth with the lie that they're protecting, okay, and me from the truth, there are also like these rebels, okay, similar to how in The Lawnmower Man, there are people trying to like help him break out. Okay, in my world, in Jason Lipp's world of reality, wherever I am, Earth, Oviedo, Florida, wherever the fuck, there are people I encounter that drop subliminals and their truths about like what they're trying to expose as the truth to like the bigger lie that I think I'm also seeing, like the big lie. Okay, and as adamant as the people are of the majority is of protecting the lie and me from the truth, there are these minority of like rebel types, just different people I've encountered in my life, some recently, some in the past, okay, that it's like they tell you the truth, or what they think is the truth. But what happens is it's so saturated. My existence in reality is so saturated from what, the lies that the majority tell me, okay, to protect me from the truth and protect their lie that they think is better for me. Some people say like a white lie sometimes is good or something. Okay, I don't think this is such a small lie. I think there's like a big lie going on to my existence, and people are so adamant about protecting that lie. But there are people just as adamant about exposing that lie and their truth. The problem is when I'm so saturated amongst the majority's lie of protecting the lie in me from the truth, how would I even believe somebody at this point like that comes and tells me the truth? How would I even know it if it hits me in the face? If they say, come over to me and like, Jason Lipp, here's the real truth about you. Well, the majority has now saturated so much of the lie and protected me from the truth with their lies so much that now even if the truth comes along from the minority, how do I even know whether to believe it? Because I've been so saturated in the lie. And that's kind of like, my punchline for this blog here in part 2, that got all this interference. The camera chopped off the blog part 2 twice. Then I got interference on blog 1 that also got chopped off with the fucking lawnmower man outside and shit. I'm just saying, it's basically like my existence is now the lawnmower man. I'm in such a web of lies that I've been living amongst the lie, protected from the truth by the lie, and then in correlation to that web of lies, when the truth comes along, I don't even know whether to grab onto it, because the majority is telling me no. Those people telling you, don't believe them. The people coming to you, they're just fucking with you. That's not the truth. They're just fucking with your head. They know you're weak and you got mental illness. Am I really so weak and really so much mental illness? Well, is that the propaganda and ammunition that the majority uses to keep me from the truth, and that minority coming along that I now can't even trust and believe because they're the minority? Okay. But they really have more, their story's more the same as like what I believe inside, even though they're the minority. But yet the catch-22 is I don't even know if I can really believe them, because I've been so saturated with the majority, the lie of the majority, that when truth comes along and slaps me in the face, I don't even know whether to believe them. Plus then when I tell the majority, hey, here's what the minority's saying, they just tell them, no, don't listen to them. They're fucking indoctrinated they're the minority. They've been indoctrinated, and they also know you're weak, and they're fucking with your head, and they're preying on you. Maybe they're praying for me. I don't fucking know. Maybe they are really actually trying to help just because they're the minority. And that's the other catch-22, is when the good men are so few and far between. Maybe I need to adhere to that just because they're the few doesn't mean they're the wrong, Anyway, peace.